Today's presentation will focus on the basic logic model, or otherwise known as the Kellogg logic model. The Kellogg logic model utilizes a step-by-step model in which outlines of planned work and intended results are showcased. In today's presentation, I will showcase my intended program of organizing community-wide athletic and physical activities for the adolescent youth. First, let's take a look at the problems and issues that already exist. Like, there is a lack of recreational activities for the adolescent youth. This is generally prevalent in the minority, underdeveloped, and rural communities such as on Indian reservations. Secondly, there is an increase in childhood obesity due to this type of inactivity. Here is a chart pulled up the research which showcases the various percentages and races in obese and non-obese children, with mixed races being the highest percentage as compared to other races such as Caucasian adolescents. Third, it is generally expensive for parents to enlist and enroll their children in physical fitness classes, clubs, leagues, and school teams. This is also due in part to the lack of skilled and trained individuals who could facilitate such classes. Alright, now let's look at the program intentions. The program intention is to provide a low cost and free physical fitness recreational activity camps for these adolescent youth. This is because these adolescent youth generally come from minority communities where there isn't much resources or there's a lack of money to put them through this kind of activities. A second intent is to encourage these children at a young age to actually live a healthy, active lifestyle and to stray away from inactivity in their young lives. The last intent is to eventually gain recognition within their community and become a well-known, established organization which everyone can trust with what we do with the children in terms of physical fitness and healthy living. Alright, here comes the inputs and resources. First, conducting a field study in the community, such as those that most likely need this type of resource. Researching and finding a suitable community center or suburban park. This is where it is generally important because if we are going to have a program of such, there needs to be a central location where everyone can meet and can sustain. A third input is to gather volunteers who are willing to work with adolescent youth and are willing to be trained to standard suitable skill levels, which will generally help. A final input is to solicit to grant agencies for funding for the program. Because the program is starting up from scratch, we have no monetary funds, we have no financial assistance, and in order to maintain a suitable working environment, we need to have quality control as well as quality materials. Next comes the program activities. First, we will utilize various forms of media to spread the word of the program to the community. Examples of this include radio ads, posters, social media ads such as on Twitter or Facebook. This is the easiest way to alert people of what we intend to do in the community. The second implementation or program activity is to maybe teach the adolescent youth basic health and nutrition classes, which will also guide them on the right path to healthy, active living. A third program intent is to attain proper certification for all volunteer workers who will successfully work and coach the adolescent youth. Alright, here come the outputs. The outputs of the program are widespread recognition of program among community, spiked interest, thus which would need for the splitting of into age groups, and building basic skills with children such as trust, honesty, and leadership. The first output talks about widespread recognition, which means over time, we generally want to be known in the community where everyone would want to come to our program. The second one is spiked interest, which hightails off the widespread recognition, therefore needing to split into age groups due to the large demand and large volume of participants. The last one is building basic skills. This comes into play when, in physical activity, a young child will need to trust each other and be honest with each other, and in the long run will teach them leadership because they will be guiding each other through their physical fitness activities. After the outcome comes the After the outputs comes the outcomes. First, there are the short-term outcomes. There are friendships and bonds being created between these adolescents. This is positive at a very young age because it allows children to grow up with their peers and easily trust one another. The second short-term goal is to strengthen and develop social skills in adolescence, which a study was done, which proves that physical fitness activities helps cater to those kind of skills and needs. Having the adolescent participate in physical activity will also eventually help improve their self-esteem because them participating with their peers will have them feel comfortable being around others and generally comfortable playing with those that look different um, and have different set of skills. The last short-term outcome will be that we have generally created a pool of trained volunteers turned skilled employees who are able to administer physical fitness classes to adolescent youth. Now, let's look at the long-term goals. The long-term goals is we would potentially curb the rising rising increases in childhood obesity. There will be a larger generated interest from participants, and the youth will find a passion for a particular sport and activity. What I mean by that is the exposure of physical fitness to the youth at a younger age may greatly help them find interest in different sports and activities as they grow older. For example, a young child may find a passion for playing football with his own age, but eventually he will turn it into a long-lasting career. The second long-term goal is that the children come will go and tell their friends about the fun that they have in the program, which will go from ear to ear, generating more interest and creating a larger pool of participants in the program. In retrospect, the overall impact is to encourage all youth, all adolescents, no matter the race, the size, the background, male, female, is just to grasp and possess some sort of physical fitness skill into their young adolescent lives and to continue living a healthy, active lifestyle.